Okay, so I'm Tim Dignan. I'm the principal of our Rancho Vista High School and the director of Alt Ed. At our school, we have 13 Gen Ed teachers, 2 RSP teachers, and a full-time social worker, in addition to a lot of other support staff. You're here tonight because you're trying to find out more information about what Rancho Vista High School is and what we have to offer. So a few of the logistics. All of our kids have to be 16 years of age. That's Ed Code law in California in order to attend a continuation high school. The majority of our students are behind in credits, and so they come to us in a way to make those up and graduate. Many of them have attendance issues. That's often why they're behind in credits. Some of them have come to us because of behavior issues, and there's a few kids that come to us because they just need a more flexible schedule. When you're talking about our students, I would say there are 3 things that I find that they all have in common. One is they have a history of failure. If they didn't have a history of failure, they wouldn't be looking at a continuation high school. So it's really incumbent on our staff to try to erase that and try to change that mindset of I can't do this to I haven't done it yet. And we're really good at that and trying to swing that around for them. The other thing is many of our students have a history of trauma in their lives. And it can come from a wide variety of different areas. Some trauma is very significant, some is less significant, but maybe they didn't have the right coping mechanisms to deal with it. So that's really where our social worker comes in, and she does an amazing job of working with our kids. We acknowledge that every one of our students has a past, a present, and a future. And if we don't recognize their past and focus on their past and really try to get to the root cause of their issues, then all the work we do in the present in preparation for their future is going to be obsolete. So we know that we really need to spend some time talking about their past. And again, that's where our social worker kicks in. And then the last thing is, I think so many of our students are lacking future goals or ambitions. There's just, we spend a lot of time in career exploration. Not that college is a bad thing. We love college, but college isn't for everybody. And not every career needs college. So we really want to focus on what are the careers you want to go into. And then from there, we will help direct you that. If you tell me that you want to be an engineer and that's your passion, then we're going to get you into the community college and then onto the 4-year school and get you a degree in engineering. But if you tell me that you want to do welding, we might send you to a trade school to go straight into welding. So what your path is educationally really depends on what your career options are and what your desires are. Our goals, one, obviously, is to graduate students. And then those students who want to return to their home school, we're there to help them, or we keep them at Rancho Vista and they graduate with us. Goal number 2 is really talking about their social emotional health, their well-being. And I think that's really big coming back off the pandemic. That's going to be a major one for us to focus on this year. And then the last one, as I mentioned, is really starting to look at career pathways and options, making sure our students know how many wide variety of things are available to them, and then how do they get there if they want to. Rancho Vista is different in our graduation requirements compared to the traditional schools. 190 credits versus 220. Our math credits are reduced from 30 credits, which is 3 years, down to 2 years. Even though we reduce it, that doesn't mean we still don't want kids to take 3 years of math or even 4 years of math. We believe math is important. But if they have to go to the bare minimum, we can graduate a student with 2 years of math. Our electives drop from 70 credits to 50 credits. And we're still on semester system, just like the traditional high schools. All of our students have the opportunity to partake in a credit recovery class. It's built into our schedule. In that class, we use a program now called Edgenuity. We've used Apex in the past, but we really like Edgenuity and the things it's doing for our kids. Way more engaging for the students. But a student can earn up to 5 credits for every semester course they complete. And it's not unheard of for students to make up 2 or 3 classes each semester. So that's a great way to start making up lost credits. Any class you have failed previously, you can retake in credit recovery. Wide variety of classes. So this is kind of our master schedule here, shows you all the different courses we offer. The ones in pink are really the emphasis on our electives. We're really proud of them. And I would emphasize a couple that are kind of unique to us. One you'll see over here is work experience. We are the only school in the district with work experience. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We also have a CTE pathway for production or product innovation and design. It's actually a 2-year pathway that can be completed in 1 year, because they can do It's a 2-period block, so they get an entire year's worth done in the first semester, and they do the second year in the second semester. One of the other electives that I'll just mention here is our new career exploration lab. Absolutely off the charts amazing. All the equipment was put in this summer, and it is going to be a really great opportunity for students to explore a variety of careers. Right now we have 15 modules in there. We'll probably be expanding out to 19 or 20. They're kind of in 3 clusters. We have 5 or 6 in the healthcare area. We've got 5 in building and construction, and then we've got some in kind of that technology. Examples of things are veterinary medicine, HVAC in the building and construction one, how to operate drones. So part of the module is you spend 10 hours of lessons in there, lots of hands-on activities. And if that's something you decide you want to do, every one of our modules is aligned to a program at MSJC. So it helps our students move on to that direction and hopefully really ignite a fire in them for wanting to come to school, get their diploma, and move on to MSJC. As I mentioned, work experience. You have to have a job to earn credit. We can't guarantee we're going to get you a job, but obviously right now in today's market, getting a job is not a difficult thing, especially in that part-time world. So students have that opportunity. They can earn up to 10 credits per semester. They do have to attend work experience class 1 day per week. In that class, they're going to learn about job skills, resume writing, applications, interviewing, all those skills that really help students get and maintain a job. That class will probably be offered via Zoom and probably in an afternoon. We still haven't finalized that, but we'll try to work around kids' schedules. So for every 24 hours of work a student completes, they can earn 1 credit. And so at the end of a semester, it would be basically about 15 hours per week. They can earn their 10 credits. If you don't work, if you don't have any hours, then you don't earn any credits. Just simply attending the class does not get you anything, unfortunately. Question I get a lot is, can I go back to my homeschool? Absolutely, you can. And so criteria are pretty simple. If you want to go back at the start of your senior year, you have to earn 160 credits. If you'd like to go back for the second semester of your senior year, you have to have 190 credits. And those can't just be any credits, because you have to be able to graduate by completing a complete load of 6 classes while you're at the comprehensive high school. You also are going to have a transfer interview back with the homeschool administrator. If you came to us because of attendance or behavior issues, you have to demonstrate that you've cleaned that up, and that's no longer an issue. So in addition to the 160 or 190, you also have to be able to demonstrate that you fixed those problems that you might have had in the past to make sure that you're successful when you're there. Just so you know, all of our students are issued an iPad. We are a one-to-one iPad school, and we do a whole lot of really cool things with our iPads. We are big believers that we should be producers with technology and not simply consumers of it. So I'll leave it at that, but my teachers really broke out of the restraints they've had in the past with paper pencil stuff and really started finding cool ways of using our iPads when we were living through the pandemic. And those strategies are going to continue. We've got some great things for kids to do where they're producing really cool products to help us demonstrate their knowledge of the subject matter. We have the Riz room. This is kind of our on-campus game room, and it's open in the mornings before school. It's open after school. It's open at break and lunch. We have ping pong tables, foosball tables, shuffleboard. We are in the process of putting in an e-gaming center out in one side of it so that kids can come in and game and play sports that way. So a lot of fun, and we highly encourage kids to come hang out and have a good time with us there. This is the bell schedule, typical bell schedule for us. And I'm sorry, it's a little bit flip-flop, but on the right-hand side, you'll see that Mondays we have an early release. So our students start, if you have a first period class, you'll start at 8 o'clock. And our last class, 7th period, ends at 12:56, basically about 1 o'clock. Most of our students take 6 periods, either go 1 through 6 or 2 through 7. So if you start 2nd period, which you can, then you don't have to start school till 8:40. And then 7th period would be done at 12:56. If you go 1 through 6, 8 o'clock to 12:16 on Mondays. You can see Tuesday, Friday is more of a full day, but still, if you're 1 through 6, it's 8 o'clock to 1:35. And if you're 2 through 7, it's 8:50 to 2:25. If you have a hard time getting out of bed, highly recommend you go to the late schedule. And then we also give students the opportunity to take 7 classes if that works for them. Many students take advantage of that to help make up credits. All right, questions or concerns?